Why your clicks are not converting, and why the problem isn't the traffic. When your clicks are not converting, the problem is almost never where you have been looking for it. The traffic is moving, the links are working, and the numbers look like something is happening. But the sales aren't following, and the click itself is not the issue. The click is not the conversion. It never was. It is the beginning of a separate decision, and most funnels treat it like the end of one. What a click actually means. A click means someone was interested enough to move. That is all it means. It does not mean they are ready to buy. It does not mean they trust you. It does not mean the offer made sense to them. It means the subject line or the ad or the post was compelling enough to produce one finger movement on a screen. What happens after that movement is an entirely different problem, and it is the one most affiliate marketers are not solving. The page that receives the click has one job. Take someone who is mildly interested and give them a specific reason to act, not a general reason, not a list of features. A specific, credible answer to the question every buyer is asking the moment they land. Why should I do this right now instead of closing the tab? Most landing pages do not answer that question. They restate the offer, they list the benefits, they add a button, and the mildly interested person closes the tab because nothing on the page addressed the actual hesitation. When clicks are not converting. The gap between a click and a sale lives in three places, and they compound each other. The first is trust. The person who clicked does not know you well enough to hand over money. They found you through an ad or an email or a search result. That is not a relationship. It is an introduction. The page they land on has to do relationship work fast, not by telling them how great the offer is, but by demonstrating that you understand their situation accurately enough to be worth listening to. The second is clarity. Most landing pages try to say too much. Every additional claim the page makes is another thing the reader has to evaluate before deciding. The more they have to evaluate, the more likely they are to defer. A page that makes one clear, specific promise and explains exactly what happens when the reader takes action converts better than a page that covers every possible objection with a new paragraph. The third is timing. The page assumes the reader is ready to buy. Most of them are not. They are still deciding whether the offer is real, whether it applies to them, and whether you are someone worth trusting with their money. A page that acknowledges that treats the reader like someone who has been disappointed before and needs a reason to believe this is different, converts the people who were close, but not quite there. What changes when the gap closes? When the page does the trust work, makes one clear promise, and speaks directly to someone who has been burned before, the clicks that were always going to convert start converting. Not all of them. Most clicks are still browsers, but the ones who landed with genuine interest stop leaving without acting. This is not about redesigning your funnel from scratch. It is about what the page says and in what order. The click brought them there. The page has to do the rest. If your clicks are not converting, start with the page the click lands on. Read it as someone who doesn't know you, doesn't trust you yet, and has bought things online that didn't work. Ask whether that person has a specific reason to act or just a general description of an offer. The answer is usually obvious once you read it that way. If you want to see what a conversion-focused system looks like when it is built around that reader, start here.